Mike, you're looking in phenomenal shape. You look shredded. You're supposed to fight Floyd next month, correct?
Yeah, next month from now, we ready, whatever.
How do you beat the shoulder roll? He's 50-0.
Huh?
How do you crack the shoulder roll?
Shit happens, you never know.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about Floyd?
Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
Without discipline, you're not going nowhere. Like, I don't care if you're the hardest puncher in the world. You're the best fighter in the world, the best runner in the world. If you don't have discipline, you're nobody. You're nobody. You might as well get dead soul without discipline. Yep. The discipline makes you who you want.
Hey, is there any fight that would take you out of retirement? No, I'm not coming. I'm not coming out of retirement. I'm retired. I'm an old man. I just look young because I took care of my body. You know, your health is your wealth. I never smoked, never drank, treated my body good, and I worked extremely hard.
Hey, Floyd, what's the fight? What are you going to do to keep busy in retirement, Floyd?
What I'm doing in retirement, I made smart investments, so I just lay back. Right now I'm in my, sometimes we call it a castle, sometimes we call it a palace, sometimes we call it a house,
The world is bracing for an unprecedented collision between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. But behind the flashing lights and massive pay-per-view numbers, a dark cloud is gathering. This isn't just a nostalgic return to the ring for two legends. It is a spectacle steeped in rumors of financial ruin, out-of-control egos, and very real physical danger. While fans debate who will walk away victorious, the tension behind the scenes has reached a boiling point, culminating in a chilling message from the heavyweight icon himself.
Is Floyd overrated, or is he one of the best ever?
He's one of the best.
What is it about him?
What's so great about Floyd?
What is the thing?
The gym.
It just works.
It's tough to be hard work.
Listen,
Stepping into the ring with an undefeated defensive genius is a puzzle no one has ever solved. But the man known as Iron Mike seems disturbingly unbothered. When recently pressed on exactly how he plans to crack Floyd's legendary 50-0 shoulder roll, Tyson didn't launch into a technical breakdown. Instead, he offered a cold, blunt reality check, simply stating that happens and you just never know.
What part fear plays in the career of a fighter?
well, if you're not crazy and you're doing this, you're insane, okay? So I worry about guys that are not nervous before fighting because they'll never be a great fighter. Because when you're scared, you avoid pain, you avoid getting hit. And if you're one of those guys that have no fear, you're gonna constantly get hit. And you're not gonna end the game finish. By the time you finish fighting, you'll be talking another language. And that's what happens to those tough guys. And at the end of their career, they're speaking another language.
Okay, Mike, you ready to see these?
Yeah.
The driving force behind this colossal matchup might not be a thirst for competition, but a desperate need for cash. Whispers of severe financial trouble have begun to surround the richest boxer in history, shattering the carefully curated image of a billionaire athlete. Rogan recently pointed out the unsustainable nature of Floyd's extravagant lifestyle, noting that the undefeated champion spends cash like an unlimited tap. Those observations are now backed by staggering reports revealing a massive $18 million tax bill and a history of unresolved IRS liens. Adding fuel to the fire, Mayweather's former accountant dropped a bombshell, claiming that reckless investments and a habit of firing financial advisors have severely depleted the boxer's fortune. Behind the fleet of luxury cars and private jets, there are even murmurs of hidden battles with depression, painting a starkly different picture of a man who seemingly has it all, but might be fighting simply to keep the lights on.
Floyd, talk to him. TMZ, what's up? It's your man Money Mayweather coming to you live from our press conference in LA downtown. LA, we love you. Bam Medina right here in the Rolls Royce Ghost.
Yeah, Floyd, you bought this $300,000 Rolls Royce for her birthday. You're really raising the bar. How do you top that?
I guess the next gift we gotta buy is a private jet.
Yeah? Hey, speaking of that, we saw Yasiel Puig in his private jet. Now, out of all the athletes, besides yourself, of course, who has the nicest private jet and why?
I can't say. I don't know.
You want to say yourself, don't you?
No.
Who is it? Who's the most fun to ride on?
This is a nice Rolls Royce.
That certainly is. Jesus, look at this thing.
Hey, there's none like TMZ. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd.
Watching a generational talent potentially fight for a paycheck has struck a deeply personal chord with the former heavyweight king. Tyson knows exactly what it feels like to watch an empire crumble. Having famously blown through roughly $400 million during his turbulent youth, he has been shockingly vocal about the current situation, using his own catastrophic financial history as a mirror for his upcoming opponent.
What does money mean to you?
Paper blood.
Paper blood?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I never look at it that way. I've never been really a money type of guy. I put a great emphasis on it. You know, I never really, I come very, from a broke background, so I never really had great emphasis. I never really learned the art of handling money as a kid. You know, that's an art. That's why only a few people maintain it, because it's an art, and I never possessed it at that time.
You said you haven't been a money type of guy, and it's interesting you say that, because I mean, I was reading, might have been a Sports Illustrated article or some magazine article from the 90s, and it focused on just your spending and, you know, the excess of the Mike Tyson then the media sort of portrayed you to be. And it said, and I just want to read through some of these figures, during the 33 months after you got out of prison, $4.5 million on automobiles and motorcycles. You have automobiles to 15 women and 2 men. Once crashed your Rolls Royce and told cops to keep it. Spend $240,000 monthly in just walking around money, nearly $100,000 a month on jewelry and clothing, more than $400,000 on pigeons and cats, $300,000 on lawn care, a house with 38 bathrooms. To what extent did it almost seem, or did you think that just the money would never run out?
I don't know. That's just how I live my life. You know, when I was living my life back then, that's just my. Wow, that's even hard. When you mention things, wow, that's even hard. I don't even fathom that. I don't even think I'm that kind of guy. I don't even ever considering having money like that anymore.
I mean, does that seem like a lot to you now, and it didn't then? Or
that's just was my ex-life. That's just how I live my life. That's my addictive personality. You know what I mean? That's a lot of things. That's my ego. That's so many other things. That stems from pretty much, you know. For me being poor, never having anything. For me being bitter, angry for being in prison. It stems from a lot of things.
He recently tore into the sleazy nature of the boxing business, warning that fighters are routinely chewed up and spit out by the industry. If handlers and managers are the ones controlling the money, the athlete is the one left empty-handed. This raw honesty strips away the glamour of the sport, exposing a vicious cycle of exploitation that has trapped countless champions. Tyson's words serve as a grim prophecy, suggesting that the same financial traps that swallowed his fortune might now be closing in on the undefeated star.